Hello and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, last time out I was reviewing the Harrier, the DC Designs Harrier, and one of the things that you may have noticed in that review is one of the comments I had was with the MFDs, because of the way the displays were, you could not really see the sides of the MFDs. No fault of DC Designs, it is very realistic and accurate to what the actual MFDs look like and the way the cockpit is designed, but you had to use your mouse or keyboard arrows to look around at the different buttons that were sort of hidden around the side of the center display. Similarly, when I was flying a helicopter for the first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and indeed for the first time in over a decade or around a decade, one of the problems I was having with flying it, apart from general inexperience, was that in an aircraft, when you are flying and trying to land, you're looking ahead of you and you can see everything that is around you. However, in a helicopter, you really need to be looking down and to the side. That is something I couldn't do because I had one hand on the collective, one hand on the cyclic, and I had no hands free to try and use the mouse to look around, which is understandable. In real life you'd just be turning your head. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my first impressions of head tracking in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, just a disclaimer, I have used head tracking before in X-Plane, in Flight Simulator 10, in Assetto Corsa, in Dirt Rally. That was an experience. In Euro Truck Simulator, I still use it. So it is something that I use quite often. However, this time, after many years, I have actually purchased a head tracker, and it isn't TrackIR, it is trackhat, and I'm using OpenTrack as opposed to just using a webcam and a bright light in my face. So this is going to be quite an experience, I think. Make sure you stay tuned. I'll be giving my first impressions. This is not going to be so much of a should you purchase a head tracker. This is going to be more of is a head tracker really that big a difference? What is the experience of flying in Flight Simulator with a head tracker? Before I roll the intro, just an apology for a nasally voice. Fighting a cold when I'm recording this. Perhaps when it comes out it'll be all be over, but there we go. Make sure you stay tuned and hopefully you enjoy. Hopefully I do not get that much of a headache with a very smooth and new head tracking setup. Okay, so head tracking is set up. As you can see, I can look to the right, I can look to the left, I can look behind, I can look up. It's slightly awkward at the moment. It does seem to zoom a little bit and the movement is not quite there because obviously I've just set this up. I haven't quite got this working exactly as I want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the checklists for this aircraft. We're going to just ensure that we'll start at the aircraft, and we are currently at Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, which is Gatwick Airport. I'm just going to do sort of a circuit around Gatwick and just see how this works. I'll get rid of that for now. Okay, parking brake down there, set. Gear selector, check down, checked. Avionics, all off. Off. They all look switched off to me. Magnetos, off. Battery switch, on. Fuel quantity, check. We should have half a tank. There it is. Half a tank, that's fine. Annunciator panel, yeah, we have things lit up, that's fine. Battery switch, off. Flight controls, free and correct. Well, I'll just do that. Yep, those are working. That's working. Look all the way at the back, but obviously I can't see the tail, so that's fine. Flaps check. all the way down, coming all the way up. Oh, I can't see that side. Oh, there we go. Just about see it. And all the way up. Great. Those are working. Elevator trim is neutral. Where do I do that? I keep forgetting where the elevator trim is on this aircraft. Is it? Trim switch, trim switch, trim switch. There it is. It is neutral. There you go, in the middle. Great. I guess I could have checked all of that, but we're not doing that. That's done, that's done. Right, tie downs. Off, chocks off. Tow bar is removed, engine oil door is closed, oil quantity has been checked, I did that beforehand. Cabin door closed and latched, baggage door closed, check. Circuit breakers, all in. Alternates air is... Oh, what is that position? Yep, that's fine, closed. I can still zoom in with the mouse, which is fine. Prop lever, maximum. Fuel selected to the fullest tank. Oh, that will do. Engine start. It's a cold engine because, well, you can see that it is snowing. Cold engine. Throttle. Half travel. So that's about there. Battery switch on. See, now I can move here and select that. Alternator on. Beacon lights on. Navigation lights on. There we go. I think that's the nav lights anyway. Does the interior lighting. Oh no, that's also interior lighting. I'll switch them both on, it's fine. Come on. Oh, that's on full. Okay. Really? That's full? Apparently so. Okay. Fuel pump. LO or use primer button. This is new to me. Where's the primer button? Tell me what that is. Oh no, yeah, that's just the boost pump. Oh, I see. You've got LO, low. Idiot. Mixture, rich until flow peaks. Come on. Cut off, okay. Propeller is clear. Ignition is start. There we go. And bring this throttle down to 1,500 RPM. That actually works. That's the first time I've done a cold start in this engine. That was very realistic. I do like the fact that we have warm engine, cold engine, and all of that kind of stuff. Interestingly enough, pitot heat not on at this point in time. Which is a weird one. So there are a couple of differences here. That's fine. Okay. What's that? Anti-collision. Oh, that's the strobe lights, that's fine. Not something I need to worry about. That's done. Oil pressures. Oil temperatures come up. Oil pressures green. Everything looks good there. Great. Mixture is full rich. Right. Avionics can now go on. That'll do. I'll just put this full to full on. Yeah, we'll just walk 7,000. It's fine. Switch that on. Switch that on. And I've just recalled that I need to switch my battery for my laptop on. So, watch the head tracking come off and come back on quite easily. And apparently me slam into my microphone. There we go. And if it loses things, which in this case it really hasn't, it's managed to keep this pretty much where I wanted it. There you go. Ever so slight difference, but cool. Okay, if it loses things, I just reset it. Transponder set. Altimeters check. No, it should be 10. I think I'm currently at 1018. There we go. There, perfect. We are good to go there. Heading indicator. Well, we might as well pull up the chart. Let's see. So we're going to take off 078. So we may as well set that for 078. Very slowly, which is essentially this direction. That is exactly the direction we want. I'm actually going to tune this into 078 as well, because we are going to might as well hit the ILS for this. So that's 110.9. There we go, that's done. Auxiliary fuel pump, yeah, I know that's on. I still think pitot heat should now be on, but we'll have to check. I'm going to switch it on now. Last thing I want is my instruments freezing. Right, ground check. If I just situate myself properly. Taxiing. Are we going to taxi first? I guess we should taxi first. Get to the runway and then do whatever we need to do. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. What I'll do is I will turn myself all the way around here. Just follow this around. And this is actually incredible. There's the taxiway. This is also going to be a very interesting flight in the snow. Not recommended, I wouldn't think. But just to be able to look around and fly, and also getting really smooth frame rates. I do want to check. Again, dev options for this. Let's see what I'm getting. Near 60. Which I'm quite happy about, and I'm using DirectX 12. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Anyway, that isn't something that we're here to do today. I'll switch on this light up here just a little. There we go. Give us a little bit of lighting. And probably a little bit more. That will do. Just because I think we may need it in these clouds. There's the primer. That's where it was. Okay. Right, so the runway we're looking for is 08 right. But I think we're allowed... So 08 left doubles up as a taxiway at Gatwick. It's a weird one. It's a really weird one. Oh, it's a bit icy. This is going to be really interesting. And I am quite pleased with how all of this is. Why is that landing... I don't know what that flashing light is. Don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that flashing light is. Right, so I think I can follow this all the way around and then on to 08 right. I think. I'm going to switch on my strobes just to do this crossing though. Checking for traffic. There is none. This is cool. This is really cool, using head tracking. I think I'm going to do this a lot more often. We'll stop here and we'll go ahead and do the next set of checks, which is going to be checklist. There we go. I'm actually looking to the side to the side of the monitor to get to the checklist, and you can sort of see me looking off to the side, which is pretty cool. Okay, mixture is rich. That is maximum. Let's bring this up 2,000. That's 2,500. That's not right. There we go. 2,000. And we're going to do the magnetos. So, 150 max decrease. That's normal. So we change that to left. It has dropped 150. Bring that back up. Let it ease up to 2,000 again. And then to the right. And we're looking for, again, that dropping around the same amount, but also looking at a 50 RPM max difference. That also looks just about right. That's very close on the 150, I guess, because it's cold. Vacuum gauge, check, we are fine. Oil pressures and temperatures, green and green. Ammeter, we are okay. Okay, time to adjust the propeller. So we'll bring it all the way down. It's down to the bottom. Seems to be okay. Everything's running fine, and then change the pitch all the way up again. Or change the RPM. Perfect. Alternate air is still off. Auxiliary fuel boost pump is now off. And let's bring the engine idle. So we should be sitting at 600, 650 RPM. When it comes all the way down. Oh, it's actually a little high. Idling at 900. Well, 850. Interesting. Very interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Still got decent fuel pressure, even without the auxiliary fuel pump being switched on. Well, let's bring the throttles up ever so slightly again. There we go. Just into a slightly smoother, smoother position. Right, strobe light's already on. That's on. That's on. Landing light on. There we go. Auxiliary fuel boost pump is off. Fuel selector fullest tank. Sure, that really doesn't make a difference there. Engine gauge is all fine. Mixture is full. Flaps set and checked. 5 degrees checked. Trims have been set. Yep, that will do. Okay. Let's roll onto the runway. We're cleared on. This is excellent. This is truly excellent. Doubt I'm going to get the landing today, but still, truly excellent. So we're looking at a rotation of around 70 knots. Climb is 79 now. I'm not quite, that's not what I quite want, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and fly. Speed alive, rotate, and we're up. Positive rate, gear up. Now I wanted a 90 knot climb. Flaps can go in. Maintain heading, and we are going to climb 3,000 feet. Looking good. Reduce RPM slightly. I don't want to hit the firewall constantly, so I'll just bring that RPM down a bit. What is that now? Overboost. Oh, it's a turbocharge, isn't it? It's a turboprop. That, yes, it's a turboprop. Should be okay. Not flown a turbocharged aircraft in a long time. There we go, we're back on the throttle, we seem to be okay now. Right, slight wind, nothing too major, and we're coming up on 3,000 feet, so we'll just start easing off the throttle, dipping the nose down slightly, kind of in the clouds here. We've got icing. Yep, we've got icing conditions. How do I switch on anti-ice on this thing? Feeling it's this. Let's see if that helps. I really don't know. This is going to be an interesting experience here. There's a bit of icing on the windows. Let's go ahead and turn. We're still climbing, but I'm going to adjust for that now. I think that's that. I may have to figure out how to do the anti-ice on this. That's going to be quite a big deal, because this is cold up here. There we go, we are now. Let's go ahead and just ease up off that. There we go. 4,000 feet, we shall stabilise the aircraft. And ease off the throttles a little. Lottle. Do I still have ice on the front screen? No, I think the blower's doing its job. I think. Yeah, fan's on high. That's hot. Yeah, I think we should be okay. I think. Oh, that's... oh, yeah, I'm zoomed in. Idiot. Okay. We're at 4,000 feet. We are flying. Yep, the ice is melting. I think I'm doing a decent job here. I also like to take screenshots now. Okay, let's turn in all the way. Let's do another turn. Doing decent speed at the moment. Lift the nose ever so slightly. Look into the turn, take another screenshot, of course. And we want to be heading 260. Also, let's bring the prop all the way down. Go. Level out 260. Bring the props down to 2100. Not sure if that is quite where I want to be bringing the props down to, but that's okay. 2000 should do. Great. Mixture can come down a little as well. Not too much. Don't want to overlean the engine. And keep an eye out for Gatwick. In fact, there it is. Right there. That's impressive. Just need to adjust the trim just a little again. Kind of want to go into active pause here. Active pause, which is that one. No, it isn't. It's that one. Is that one? I think it is. Yep, that's the one. Just go into showcase mode. Now, unfortunately, in showcase mode, I don't think the head tracking is the greatest thing. So, just as a bit of a warning, if you are using head tracking, you might just want to switch it off for showcase mode. If you ever want to take a picture, of course, that is. If you don't want to take pictures, then it may not be something you need to do. Full stop. Oh, I keep doing that. That's way too wrong. Bring that down, bring that back, zoom that in a little. Track IR, or just tracking, head tracking, impressive. Very, very impressive. Not that high up. There we go. Give it a decent-ish screenshot. Try and find another one with... Well, that's Crawley underneath. So what I am going to do is... I'm going to... I think I've got this about right. I want to follow that road along. There's going to be another town that comes up. I want to cross past the town. Then I'm going to turn in, descend to 3,000 feet, and then work from there. Essentially. That isn't too bad for a screenshot. Okay, back inside we go. Switch on track IR again. Recenter just to be certain. And unpause. Where's the unpause? There it is. Microphone getting in the way. So for this, we've got the town there. What I want to do, as I said, is that I want to go past the town. Notice that I am drifting just a little. Why am I drifting? Yeah, I'm definitely turning a little. That's no good. I think we've just passed a beam the airfield. So if we look at this, we do that on frequency. Oh, come on, there we go. 108. Yeah, we'll just have that connected to that. We're 4.6 away from the airfield, which is perfectly fine. I'm actually going to... Let's begin a slow descent to... I want to slow down to 120 knots and begin a slow descent to 3,000 feet. 500 foot per minute should do the trick. Whilst also turning this down a little bit more. Let fuel flow down there. There we go. That's looking pretty good, actually. The head tracking here is far more instantaneous than I'm used to. So it does give it sort of gives me a slight headache, but nothing too major at the moment. That's not really going to help, is it? It might. Don't need that one. Yeah, there's the sun. Alright, continue descent. Just need to keep an eye on where I am. You could always look up Navigraph charts right now, if it loads. It does. There it is. Just go to world map. And yes, essentially I want to turn over this. That's the plan. So that is what I'm going to do. And we'll slow down as well. Yeah, so let's turn over this. And we've brought it down to 3,000 feet, so I'm going to lift the nose a bit. There we go. Perfect. And we'll turn into a heading of 350. It's 350. Keeping the nose up. Gently ease up. There we go. And that's 350. And let's just let this aircraft slow down a little more now. So I'm going to slow the aircraft down further still, because we are going to attempt to land. That should be interesting. Landing with head tracking. Keeping an eye out for the airport. Should be off to our 3 o'clock somewhere. There it is. So off to our 2 o'clock at the moment, which is great. And essentially what I'm going to do here is start dropping the power. Let's bring the mixture in all the way now. Stop bringing the throttle in. We are going to descend just a little. I'm just going to start with a gentle 500 foot per minute descent, or just less than 500 foot per minute. I'm going to do that. Switch on the auxiliary fuel boost pump. Keeping an eye out for the airfield. There it is. Started turning. We are coming up on the glide nicely. Slightly high at the moment, but we are definitely coming in on the glide. At least I hope this is the airfield. Certainly turning in assuming it's the airfield. Yes, yes, I know what you're complaining about. There it is. Runway dead ahead. Actually managed to do that. And yes, I know what it's complaining about, and that's perfectly fine. We shall end the complaints momentarily. It's because I'm a little high. Ideally I wanted to be much further out than this. So I'm just going to do that. But we are coming up on the glide now. So we'll lift the nose. It's warning me because my gear isn't down. go. Lift the nose up. That should slow us down nicely to our final speed. Flaps, gear, and it stops complaining. We'll accelerate just a little, or accelerate, add a little bit more throttle in, and we're looking for about a 400 foot per minute rate of descent. So just watching that on the VSI right there. Slightly above the glide, nothing too major. Slow the aircraft down a little bit further. Flaps are good. Bang on the localizer. 2.1 miles to travel. 95 knots. I want to slow down to landing speed now, which I don't know what the landing speed is for this aircraft, so I should really check that. It is apparently supposed to be 75 knots, so let's go ahead and trim for 75. I don't think that's a landing speed I want, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and do that. Now that feels like I'm oh, of course, more flaps required for that. That's why. There we go. Looks like there's a cloud right over Gatwick itself. I can barely see halfway down the runway. That's 75. I am a little low, but it's not too much of a problem really. We're all visual now anyway. Let's get slightly on the centre line, back into the snow. Off the power, and we are down. On the brakes. That was actually ridiculously easy. Flaps up, and we'll look for an exit. Looks like we have. Do we have an exit coming up? No, apparently not. We'll continue, or we'll continue until we find an exit. Where's the nearest exit? Bring this up. Go. Just looking for. Here we go. I see some green lights. That's an exit. Okay, so that actually was a lot more immersive than not having head tracking. And being able to fly the aircraft and actually look around at where I'm flying. So for example, coming in to land on the runway, coming in to line up for final, it was much easier to just look out the window to try and find the airport. That was a lot more realistic, a lot more intuitive. This is the other runway. Very impressive overall. Even just here, just looking around to see what's going on. So I'm flying down this. I just look that way. You see the cars out on that side. I can see the tower. If there was another aircraft coming into land right now, I should be able to see that. It's all very, very immersive. Now, does it? So, what does it do? It increases your situational awareness. in Flight Simulator. That is the biggest thing I've noticed. I can look left, I can look right, I can actually see where I'm going. I can look into a turn, and it's much easier for me to take a look at all these displays. And for example, not to hit that. You going to let me go, or okay, I'm assuming you're going to let me go. Thank you. See, for example, I would have hit that had and now it's moving. What are you doing? I don't know what it's doing. I would have hit that had I not been able to just look in that direction to see if there was anything coming. So things like that, very, very impressive. Is it necessary? I think I've flown for years without head tracking, so would not say it's necessary, but I suppose it would be. It is an improvement, shall I say? It is the next step up. If you don't want to do VR, there's a number of people who can't do VR for various reasons. It might be that you don't want to do VR because it's too expensive, or for example, like me, one, that it is too expensive, but you know, you create YouTube videos, and VR is more difficult to create YouTube videos for, or things like that. Then head tracking is a really, really good option. That's my thoughts on it. Obviously, I will do a lot more work with it, a lot more. I'll do a lot more experimentation with VR, and we'll see what I end up coming up with, whether it is worth everything, or whether it's just a bit more of a gimmick. But from what I can tell here, it is it's very, very useful. Like, I mean seriously, incredibly useful. I don't remember changing that 7244, but whatever. That's done. That's done. That goes all the way up. That goes all the way down. There we go. That's stopped. That goes off. These can go off. I didn't even have to use the autopilot there, because I could just look around. Similarly here, see, I'm just looking around. I don't have to. I'm not having to. Oh, there we go. Done. I'm not having to fly the aircraft in by jumping from view to view. So going, oh, let's do that, and then let's look at the side, then let's look back, and then let's try and move down, and then move up, and then move down. I can just, here, I'm flying. Oh, I need to check what's my RPM. Check that. Okay, I can check my RPM. Back to flying. I can look out, glance at a display, look out, glance at a different display, look out the window, back at displays, look out. It's so much more intuitive and so much more immersive. Will it make me a better pilot? Probably not. I think if you can fly without head tracking, you can fly with head tracking. Will it make better videos? Yes. Will it be more enjoyable to fly? Yes. Is it necessary? No. No, it isn't. But then the same could be said about VR. Is VR necessary? Some people say that with VR, because it's all 3D, you have just instinctive situational awareness, whereas this is still 2D. But this costs maybe £100, maybe even less if you do it yourself. If you're using something like FaceTrack, a decent webcam, £20 and some light. If you build something up yourself, you know, infrared or oh, I guess it would be infrared sensors onto a webcam, you could do it for maybe £20-30. It's much cheaper than doing it's much cheaper than VR, which could be £600, £700, £800 plus all the equipment. With this, I'm still using the exact same graphics card, the exact same processor, and I'm losing no frames. So there we go, that is that. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon if you can do so at www.patreon.com/ecgadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I shall see you next time in Microsoft Flight Simulator.